Hello children, I am Mrs. Masi and today we are going to study some general thing from the lesson 3, 5 loaves and 2 fish. I have already taught you this story and I hope you all have enjoyed it and understood it. So this is about the thing that we should keep in our practice life. There are something that belongs to us, such as our toys, storybooks, etc. But if we give them to our brothers, sisters, and friends, it makes them happy. We must have a big heart. It means, children, we all have something. Children are having their own toys, their storybooks, their play sets. But if we share our things with our brothers and sisters are called siblings. And those who are real brothers and sisters, they are called siblings. And those who are your uncles or aunts, son or daughters, they are called cousins. So brothers and sister means it may be your siblings or your cousins and friends. If you share your things with your friends, with your brothers or sister, it makes them, they will enjoy your company and they want to play with you. So we must have a big heart. We must have a big heart means our heart should be big to give our things to the others, to help others. Not in the size, but in our work. Our heart should be big. Then come to here. It is nice to give away things which you have to those who do not have those things. It makes them happy. If you have toys, clothes, books, etc., give them to the children whom you see begging on the road or who work with their parents on a construction site. You can even donate them in an orphanage. It would give you a wonderful feelings. Children, it is a big gift from the God that you all are having the good things. As we have learned in the first chapter that God has given us many beautiful blessings, especially our parents, means your parents, and from them you are getting good education and everything which you need they provide you. But still there are some children who are not getting all these things which they required, which our child need. So if you have your dress, your clothes or your toys which you are not using, or storybooks or your textbooks which you are not using, you can give those children, those who are not having this. Means you can give the poor one. If you give your things which is not useful for you also, that also makes them happy. जिस चीजों की आपको जरूरत नहीं है वो चीज अगर आप उन बच्चों को देंगे जिनके पास ये सब चीजें नहीं है, उससे भी उन्हें खुशी मिलती है. एंड दे गिव यू लव, रिस्पेक्ट्स एंड ब्लेसिंग्स, एंड God also give you blessings. So it is very good that If you are not using in these things, toys, storybooks, or your old clothes which are good in condition, you must share to the poor children, those you see begging on the road. Sometimes you see children are begging on the road or on the railway station, just like that. And some children are working with their parents on a construction site where the constructions are going, where the buildings are buildings are making. They are also poor children, work with their parents. There also you can donate, you can give your these things. And if you want to give to the orphanage also. What is orphanage, children? Orphanage is a place where the that children live, those who are not having their parents, उनके मम्मी पापा नहीं होते हैं. They live in a group, in a house, that is called orphanage. Means you can give there also, because they need all these things. And by all these works, by all this sharing the things, you give them a big happiness, and that's make you happy, and that's make other also happy. So children, in this chapter, we have learned to share our things. As the boy had given his food to the Jesus to distribute it among the people, and God, and he has blessed it from the God, that same way we all should also share our things, our good things, to the others, so we can also bless it from the God. Now children, I want to tell you about the syllabus also. In your first PA exam, first periodic exam, moral science, chapter 1, 2 and 3 are coming. That is over today. Okay. So for that you read all the story. I have explained you very nicely, but again you read the story so that you can understand much better. Now I am going to show you one video that will be help you to revise this story, as well as you will enjoy it also.
Long time ago, Jesus sent his 12 disciples into the country with the Holy Spirit to heal sick people and tell everyone about God's love.
What is the Holy Spirit?
The Holy Spirit is the power from God to heal people.
Oh, wow! That's the greatest power of all!
When the disciples returned, they met Jesus. They were all very excited to narrate their stories to him about how they healed people and what all they talked about with them and many more. However, thousands and thousands of people followed the disciples to meet with Jesus and see him with their own eyes perform miracles which they had all heard about. But Jesus knew that the disciples wanted to sit with him alone. So he said,
"Come with me. We shall find some quiet place to talk and get some food and rest."
So Jesus and his 12 disciples found a boat and went to a quiet place to talk amongst themselves. But many people saw them leaving and ran following them on land. The wind that day was quite slow, which in turn slowed down the boat Jesus and his disciples were in. And so the people who were running following them reached the other side of the river much before the boat could reach. The people were waiting on the shore for them to arrive. When the boat reached the shore, Jesus saw the huge crowd, and his heart was filled with love for them. He realized that these people had come all the way to meet him, only to find a teacher and someone they could believe in. Jesus knew that the disciples would understand, so he started teaching the crowd. It was getting late in the day, and the people were growing hungry. None of them had had food since morning. The disciples came to Jesus and said,
"These people are hungry. It's quite late. Let's send back these people so that they can get some food in the neighboring towns."
But Jesus had other plans. He said,
Do not send them away. You give them something to eat.
The disciples were confused. They did not quite understand what Jesus was trying to say.
How can we feed so many people? There's no food around.
While the disciples were talking to Jesus, one of the disciples, named Andrew, saw a small boy walking down with a lunch box. He stopped the boy and asked him what food he had with him. He ran back to Jesus and his fellow disciples and said,
This boy has some food with him. He has 2 fish and 5 small loaves of bread. But that will never be enough for such a huge crowd.
Jesus just smiled and said,
Ask everyone to sit.
The entire crowd, all 5,000 of them, sat on the ground. Jesus took the loaves of bread from the boy and thanked God for them. He then ordered his disciples to pass around the bread among the people, and they could take as much as they wanted. He did the same with the 2 fish the boy had. After everyone was full, Jesus asked the disciples to gather all the leftover food. The disciples did what they were asked to do, and after gathering all the extra food, the disciples counted they had 12 baskets full of fish and loaves of bread. And that was a miracle. The people saw the miracle they wanted to see to believe in Jesus.